The end of the year is upon us, which means it is time to look back on it and celebrate the past 12 months of video games. Today, we must determine which video game in 2019 was the absolute, definitive, objective best. The title that pushed the entire industry forward and provided gamers all over the world with a life-altering experience. Not to mention single-handedly putting a decisive end to poverty and famine. And of course, the winner is and always will be Life of Black Tiger. Do you like this video? Do you hate this video? Haven't had enough time to decide yet? I don't care, press the like button. Thanks. Honestly, doing this at the end of the year feels kind of weird. There is literally no one on planet Earth who gives two shits what my game of the year is, nor should you or anyone else care. These kind of accolades are sort of pointless and shouldn't mean anything to you, other than to maybe indicate which games might be worth your time when you're shopping around. The only game of the year that you should care about is your own. But, in direct contradiction of everything I just said, I'm going to choose a game of the year because honestly I just personally like creating a public record of the titles I enjoyed. It's kind of fun to look back on in future years. Well, this is already pretty boring because while I did play a fair few games this year, very few of them actually released in 2019. First of all, I'll give a shout out to Link's Awakening on Switch. I already made a video about it, so feel free to be the fourth person to ever watch it by checking it out, thanks in advance. It was a charming puzzle game with a great art style and an okay-ish narrative, which is more than I could expect and ask for out of a Zelda game. There are obviously plenty of other highly regarded games this year that I just haven't played, mainly because they're not really my cup of tea, if you will. I'm a total pussy when it comes to any interactive horror experiences, which is why Resident Evil 2 isn't my thing, and I don't hate myself, therefore no, I haven't played Sekiro or any other Soulsborne game, for God's sake. So for me, there are only two games left that I genuinely thought were great. The first of which is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Respawn impressively went outside of their wheelhouse and created a solid third-person action game with a genuinely great story and believable characters. It's full of unforgettable moments for any fan of the franchise like myself, and it's so evident that the devs just get Star Wars. At the end of the day, the game's slogan of "Become a Jedi," other than just sounding dope, is exactly what the game is about as Cal learns what it means to be a true Jedi Knight through his experiences in the narrative. Now, it had some frustrating moments and bosses, especially for someone like me who is just straight trash at games, but the major and most obvious problem with the game is its tech issues. It's such a shame that cutscenes are full of character models popping in and textures loading slowly, because looking beyond those issues, it's clear that these moments in the story are incredibly well thought out and directed. I have little to no doubt if it had been pushed to next year, Jedi Fallen Order would have been in much better shape at launch, and also, the sliding goddamn sucks. Yet the great aspects of Fallen Order shine through, and I'm very much looking forward to the hopefully inevitable sequel. Its only competition is Death Stranding, a game which, despite being too long for its own good and possessing horrific combat systems, managed to hook me with its great story and engaging gameplay loop. You better believe I find delivering packages in a divided America goddamn fun. The social elements which allow other players to leave signs or build objects to help you on your long treks are fully realised and genuinely support the game's not very subtle message of connection. And look, even if this kind of thing doesn't interest you and you have no desire to play through Death Stranding yourself, I honestly believe it's at least worth watching all of the cutscenes on YouTube to experience the complete and rewarding narrative. Because the performances from the cast are phenomenal. I commend Kojima and team for their creativity and vision in putting this title together, even if the boss fights are actual garbage. So, which do I like better? Well, while both games are essentially neck and neck from a quality standpoint in my opinion, I think Death Stranding is the more memorable game for me overall because of its distinctive gameplay and fantastic story. So, yeah, there you have it. Death Stranding is SirCazz's definitive game of the year for 2019. How exciting. That was kind of anticlimactic. I guess I've gotten this out of the way for another year. Alright, well, remember to subscribe, like the video, and share it with all your distant relatives. I'll see you next time. This has been SirCazz. Farewell.